that you have real nice running water here. It comes actually from a spring. If you notice, like the sign says that waterfall. It's really nice to see it, but it's very rough to get there. It's not safe. But you have spring right there. That big green field. And then the water like it runs like this way, goes like through here and then it goes into the lake. This is actually one of the 7 springs of this region. 7 springs from Magdala, like where we had the lunch, and all the way to Capernaum. You have literally 7 springs. But today actually only 3 left. 7 springs like what used to be in Jesus' time. Some of them actually dried out. We don't see them again, but so this is one of the 3 left.
Awesome.
Yeah, that water here is very, because of the volcanic stones and the minerals and the volcanoes and all that, it's very rich in minerals. And the fish, they love this, that kind of water. By the way, this water here, it's warmer than the Sea of Galilee even. So because it's a fresh water with the minerals and the whole thing, you get like lots of like algae, and you kind of, this is where they come and they find the fresh fruit, fresh food of like planktons, all these kind of things, algae. And the fish, they love this. They come here, they feed, and this is where they lay eggs and hatch, and this is what the lots of fish going on here in this region because of the hot springs, relatively hot springs. So because of that fresh water here. So lots of fish, you would have like lots of fishermen. They're coming here. So you stop till here, and then we go down and we keep going on actually on this.
fishing rock from Jesus' time.
Sometimes they catch, sometimes they don't. You know, that's what it is like in the gospel. Where Jesus would have met with his first disciples when they were fishing. Got it? So think about Peter and Andrew and two brothers, James and John, sons of Zebedee and the sons of John. And hold the net ashore full of large fish. 153 of them. Even though there was so many, the net was not torn. Come and have a breakfast. The tradition says that in the chapel you have a rock. You see it? You see like a rock, and
I saw
we did that. Tradition says that this is where the breakfast has been. Together, Jesus, the risen Jesus, with the disciples. All the disciples stood there, asked him, "Who are you?" Because they knew it was the Lord. Jesus came, took the bread one more time. It's like the Last Supper, and he gave it to them, and he did the same with the fish. This was the third time Jesus appeared to the disciples after he was raised from the dead. Now listen up now. This is the yes, Lord, he said to them, you know that I love you. Feed my lambs. He told him, Jesus. A second time he asked him, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Yes, Lord, he said to him. You know that I love you. He asked him the third time. Do you love me? He said, Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you. Feed my sheep. So, strategic, much more important. It's part of the Via Maris Road. This is highway of the country, like, you know, imagine just like in States, like 66, the road highway, 60 whatever, from east to west. So it's like that's the same thing here, from north to south, Egypt to Syria, or Mesopotamia, Iraq of today. So it's kind of runs along those kind of the Sea of Galilee, and Capernaum is like one of the cities that is built on this road. Beside the importance of this city or this town, it comes from the fishing as well. Imagine like what's here, like the fishing harbor, just like in Tabgha and Magdala. Beside that, actually, lots of farming. What's going on here? Olives. You can see olive press soon. So you know, it's really, it's again. The thing is, you add several different things actually, but for example, Capernaum. We know that it was the border town of that kingdom of Herod Antipas. You remember Herod Antipas, the son of Herod the Great? So Herod Antipas is like one of the sons, like took a portion of the father's kingdom. He controlled like Galilee, the Sea of Galilee, but like of Jordan. And the capital, guess what? Where was the capital? Which city? Tiberias.
Tiberias.
Okay. Some of you maybe have seen it from the boat. And so this is where he lived, like a few miles only south from here. Herod Antipas. Here, the town was kind of the northernmost city of that kingdom. And because after that, where actually you have the inlet of the Sea of Galilee, actually, where Bethsaida is, that's already another kingdom, actually, of the brother of Herod Antipas, Philip. If you heard about Caesarea Philippi,
Yes.
okay, so that's it. That was the capital of that kingdom of Philip, the half brother of Herod Antipas. Both are the sons of Herod the Great. You got it so far?
Yes.
So why I'm saying this, because actually the border was running right here in the middle of these two cities. Bethsaida belongs to Philip, and here it belongs to Herod Antipas. Now, since like this is the border here, so what do you expect actually? Taxes. If you want to move from one country to another, just like at the airport, you have to pay money. And here, especially if you talk about this highway, via Mars Road, and the borders and everything, you have to pay money to come into this new land. So this is a land. This is a city that is lots of money going on here, hustling, bustling city, as a city town. And lots of market and shopping and all these kind of things. All the caravans and all, they come and they sell things and everything, and they keep going. They just stay here maybe, and they keep going with their journey and all that. So we had here taxes to pay. It doesn't have to be caravans, but the locals, they had to pay money from the fish they catch, and from the work. The incomes, they have to pay money. So imagine, because of all this, we had tax collectors actually. One famous tax collector that he's from Capernaum, his name was?
Matthew.
Matthew from from Capernaum, sorry. And yeah, he's the guy who worked for the Romans actually, right? A tax collector, and he became the disciple of Jesus. So this is, anyway, we get back to the disciples like later on, but so just to show you how important the town was, Capernaum, guys, at that time. Capernaum, by the way, it means village of Nahum. Village of Nahum. Kfar, it means village. Till today, we say Kfar, village, Kfar, Nahum. Nahum is first name, last name could be.
of Simon and Andrew with James and John, Simon's wife. His mother lay sick with a fever. They told him about her at once. So he came and took her by the hand, lifted her up, and immediately the fever left her, and she served him. Again he entered Capernaum after some days and was heard that he was in the house. I'm assuming that this is the house. So significant that they didn't have to say in John's house or his house. The house. This was the house. So the crowd began to gather, and there was no longer room to receive them, not even near the door. And he preached the word to them. Then they came to him, bringing a paralytic who was carried by 4 men. When they could no longer come near him because of the crowd, they uncovered the roof where he was. So when they had broken through, they let down the bed on which the paralytic was lying. When Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic, "Son, your sins are forgiven you." Some of the scribes were sitting there and reasoning in their hearts, "Why does this man speak blasphemies like this? Who can forgive sins but God alone?" But immediately when Jesus perceived in his spirit that they reasoned thus within themselves, he said to them, "Why do you reason about these things in your hearts? Which is easier to say to the paralytic, 'Your sins are forgiven you,' or to say, 'Arise, take up your bed and walk'? But that you may know the Son of Man has power on earth to forgive sins." He said to the paralytic, "I say to you, arise, take up your bed, go to your house." Immediately arose, took up the bed, went out in the presence of them all, so that all were amazed and glorified God, saying, "We never saw anything like this."
There's a lot to suck in, but I love it. And the houses were connected because they just used the stone from the wall of the next house and they built their house right up next to it. And that over there is the synagogue, and that's it's newer because the stone is white. The original stones were black basalt stones because the area is a little volcanic. Capernaum, folks. Way over the top of your head. Yes.
Use what? No. Limestone. It's only limestone or like basalt. That's